picture the most popular manga right now. You're probably visualizing blinding energy blasts, speed lines, and teenagers screaming at the top of their lungs.
Oh, absolutely.
The whole medium can just feel incredibly loud.
It really can. I mean, the classic battle shonen formula is completely built on kinetic energy and sheer volume.
Yeah.
So it leaves very little room to breathe.
But, if you step away from that noise and just look at the shadows of the industry, there's this profound silence taking over, a much more unsettling, creeping dread. So today's deep dive takes a stack of notes and a single article detailing Dark Horse's recent Anime NYC announcements.
Right.
And our mission is to explore how this new slate of releases is sparking a true Gothic renaissance in manga.
Offering a really sophisticated alternative to standard battle shonen.
Exactly. Okay, let's unpack this because we have to start with a cornerstone of post-apocalyptic fantasy. I'm talking about Hideyuki Kikuchi's Vampire Hunter D.
Oh man, an absolute classic.
Right. And Dark Horse is rolling out two major projects here. We've got a comic format release called Fortress of Blood, which is arriving December 16th, 2026.
Okay.
And then the English translation of Saiko Takaki's manga, Rose Princess, in March 2027.
Nice.
And right at the center of all this is D himself, the stoic hat-wearing dhampir. Yeah. Which, for anyone who hasn't dug into Eastern European folklore lately, means he's half human, half vampire.
Right.
So he's cursed with the bloodlust of the monsters he hunts, but he retains that human vulnerability.
And that duality is just so crucial because it really dictates the visual tone of the world.
Yeah, and bringing Dee's classic 80s bloodlust era into modern dark fantasy, it's kind of like draping a modern engine into a vintage muscle car.
Oh, I like that analogy.
Yeah, it introduces an old school legend to a brand new generation of readers.
It really does. And what's fascinating here is how Saiko Takaki handles the art.
Yeah, her style is incredible.
It is. She perfectly captures the haunting, ethereal beauty of Kikuchi's post-apocalyptic wasteland. I mean, honestly, her skill is second only to the original artist, Yoshitaka Amano.
Wow, that's high praise.
It is, but it's earned. She doesn't just mimic the original 80s designs. She leverages the specific mechanics of modern manga to enhance the dread, using just an overwhelming amount of negative space.
Okay, so instead of just drawing a scary monster, she's actually manipulating the lighting on the page.
Exactly.
It makes me think of, restoring a crumbling Gothic cathedral, but installing modern, high-contrast theatrical lighting.
Yes.
The structure is classic, but the new shadows being cast are much sharper and much more aggressive.
That's a perfect way to look at it, because the heavy, suffocating inks she uses, they weigh the page down.
Right.
It makes the wasteland feel genuinely oppressive.
Yeah.
You aren't just looking at D fighting vampires, you're feeling the sheer weight of a world where the sun barely matters anymore.
Yeah.
It's a very physical, visceral type of horror.
But, physical horror, like swords and fangs, it only goes so far. As the genre matures, we're seeing the horror move inward.
Oh, definitely.
It's evolving from the external threat of being hunted to the internal threat of losing your mind.
Right, which contrasts D's high-stakes vampire action perfectly.
Yeah.
We're moving from a ruined physical world into slow burn, cosmic dread.
Which brings us to Gou Tanabe's adaptation of H.P. Lovecraft's The Case of Charles Dexter Ward.
Coming early 2027, after its run in Japan's Comic Bean magazine.
Right. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Lovecraft's horrors are famously described as indescribable, so how does a visual medium like manga actually pull that off without ruining the mystery?
That is the million-dollar question.
Because if you just show the monster, isn't the trick over?
It would be, yeah, if Tanabe were just drawing monsters with tentacles. But his genius is that he bypasses the creature feature entirely.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he doesn't just draw monsters, he draws the feeling of losing one's mind to cosmic insignificance.
Wow. How does he do that?
He focuses heavily on architecture and scale. The geometry of the buildings in his panels feels just slightly off.
Yeah.
He uses these sweeping vistas and meticulous architectural details to draw structures that loom so massively that the human characters are reduced to the size of insects in the corner of the page.
Oh, I see. It's the visual equivalent of insignificance.
Precisely.
So the horror isn't a creature jumping out at you. It's the realization that you are infinitely small in a universe that just doesn't care about you.
Exactly. Every building looks like it's hiding a 1,000-year-old secret regarding ancestral curses and necromancy. A simple library is drawn with such intense labyrinthine line work that you feel claustrophobic just looking at it.
Man, that sounds intense.
It is. Whether you're a Cthulhu Mythos fan or just appreciating incredible art, this dark, bloody reading list represents the gold standard for translating prose horror into a visual format.
Yeah, it really does. So what does this all mean? We're seeing manga prove that it has the vocabulary for both high-stakes survival and deep existential terror. And it leaves me wondering, we're so conditioned to associate horror with sudden, deafening noises and cinematic jump scares.
Right. The big Hollywood approach.
Exactly. But if intricate, silent manga panels can capture the feeling of cosmic dread better than words, could static illustrations actually be a more effective medium for psychological horror than big-budget cinematic jump scares?